Everyone says they want peace, but they wouldn't even know what to do with it if they actually got it. They live so long without having any peace at all that if it actually happened to them, if they actually got to that point, they wouldn't even know what to do with it. They wouldn't even be able to handle it in most cases. People crave peace in theory, but nothing they do supports what they actually want. Nothing supports what they are actually trying to get to. All their habits, all their daily activities, all the things they watch, all the things they look at, it has nothing to do with peace. It has the complete opposite effect on what they actually want. But they say they want peace still. Peace isn't something that you're walking down the street and you find it just laying on the sidewalk and then you pick it up and you have it all of a sudden. It's something you have to actually work towards. It's something that you have to be able to handle when it actually does get to you, when you work up to it, and you have to be able to handle it when you actually get it. And we live in a society where everyone is addicted to noise. I've talked about it in a video before previously, but it's hard for people to be alone nowadays. It's hard for people to sit in silence nowadays. We glorify all the busyness. We glorify the hustle culture, the craziness, all the chaos. We glorify doom scrolling or watching a bunch of brain rot all the time, or just never sitting alone, just never just chilling by yourself with your thoughts, journaling something, just thinking about what you want to do next, just thinking about how the day went. Even then, people don't even do that. I don't think most people even get home and really just reflect on what happened that day and just how the day went, unless it was something just negative and they stew on something negative when they get in their bed or whatever. But people always need some background noise. They have to put on a movie while they're doing something. They have to always have something playing in the background, always have to be listening to music. There's always just noise constantly everywhere, because peace feels boring when you've lived off of chaos for years. If you haven't had a solid stretch where you were just quiet and peace for years and it was always constant stimulation, especially in this world nowadays, the past few years have been absolute chaos, then peace feels weird. Peace makes you uncomfortable. You don't like being in it. You don't like sitting in that peace. And if you don't believe me that it's hard for people to sit in peace and sit in quiet nowadays, try it out. Sit in your room and put your phone off in a different room. Turn it off, put it in a different room, and sit in silence and see how long you can go. You can time it with a clock on your fridge, or a clock if you have a clock in your room like I do. Time it somehow and see how long you can actually last without you having that absolute need to go and grab your phone. Because I know most people can't do it for a very long time. I doubt most people can even last 30 minutes without doing that, without having to go grab their phone or turn on the TV or do something else. We're addicted to distractions. A lot of us are, and I'm not exempt of that. I for sure have to grab my phone sometimes, or I'm turning on the TV, or I catch myself at like the end of the day, the end of the work day, about 5 or whatever. I'm like, dang, I've had in these AirPods all day listening to stuff. And then it's just good to give yourself a break, pull out the AirPods and just think for a little bit. Just think on the drive home. Drive without music. Just listen to your car. If you have a pretty loud car like mine, then I kind of like how it is. I like how it sounds. So I'm rolling gears, downshifting, all that stuff. Just drive with no music. Drive with no podcast playing. Drive with no radio. And chaos can feel comfortable when you get used to it. If that's all you know, that's all you've been used to for years, your brain will start to get used to that. Your brain is meant to get used to things that are always happening to you day in, day out. So you can find these little pockets of comfort in straight chaos. You think people in the middle of New York City and on the busy subways and the busy roads like Times Square and driving and all that crazy traffic, you don't think they're used to that by now? And that they're used to all that chaos? They for sure are. They even set aside time for that stuff. They know that if they want to get to work on time, they gotta leave 2 hours in advance, 2.5 hours in advance, because that's what they're used to. So when they go to a small town, they go in the middle of Kansas somewhere and it's nothing but country road, it's gonna feel crazy to them not seeing a street light for miles and miles. A lot of people nowadays think being calm and being in a peaceful, quiet setting, there's something wrong. Like, it brings in that uncomfortable feeling that they have underlying. They think that something is missing. Like they feel like something is missing, and they have to bring something in to fill that emptiness, fill that void. And when chaos is all you know, peace can feel threatening for you. It could feel like something you're not used to at all. And peace requires some things of you. It's a very responsible thing for you to acquire that peace that you want. It actually takes effort. It forces you to grow in a lot of different ways. You have to say no. Get used to saying no more. People are so scared to say no. Just anytime you don't want to do something, just say no, unless it's going to be good for you, of course. You don't have to always say yes to everything that you get offered. You don't have to always say yes to doing things and going out and all this other stuff that you're always saying yes to. Saying no takes a lot more willpower than saying yes in a lot of cases. Saying no doesn't have to be external. It can be internal too, just as much. Say no to that first thought you have. Say no to that first thing you want to say. Say no to the first emotion that gets evoked in you when you hear something you don't like. You can say no to yourself in a lot of different ways, and it's going to benefit you in the future. Slow down. It's okay to slow down and think things through a little bit more. It's not going to end the world if you slow down and think something through. But it's hard because the peace demands growth, and you can't grow if you're comfortable. You have to grow when you're uncomfortable. And a lot of people sabotage peace too. You ever heard of that phrase, idle hands do the devil's work? And that's true in a lot of different ways if you don't know what to do with that peace. But people often take that quiet and that peace and they do things that aren't really productive with it. They're scrolling endlessly. They're binge watching something they really don't even really care about. They're wasting time on something. They're arguing with people on the internet. They're leaving comments on something they shouldn't be leaving a comment on. They're watching stuff they shouldn't be watching. They're just wasting time in a lot of different ways. They're doom scrolling the news. It's not productive for you in that peaceful time. Some people overthink. Others will just pick fights in person. There's a lot of different things people do to not be in that quiet, not be in that peace that they claim they want. They claim they want this stuff, but when they have a chance to work towards it and get it, they do everything in their power to sabotage that peace that they want. So they say they want peace, but that version of themselves that wants that peace is already used to a world of chaos. They're already used to constant noise in their head. So they're never going to be able to reach that unless they actually take the steps to get to that. So you have to learn to sit with it. You have to learn to sit in that peace and not react, not do something, not say the first thing that comes out of your mouth. You have to work towards those things. Be quiet more. Even if you want to, you can just read a book. That's even a lot more peaceful than you watching a TV show or doom scrolling something. You have to sit with these things, and every time you sit with it, you get better at it. You don't just all of a sudden just find it. Like I said at the start of the video, you can't just stumble across the stuff on the sidewalk. It's something you have to actually proactively work towards if you actually want it. And if you don't, you're never going to find it in today's age. Not in 2025. You're never going to find it unless you work for it. It's finding that stillness in the things you do every day that are going to help you out and make you better. I bring up the gym almost every video because gym is a lifesaver. It really is. If you find solitude and you find that peace in training, it will really change you. It will really change how you think about things. It changes how you just think about progress, how you think about work in general. It makes you think better. It makes you feel better. That's one of the most life-changing things that I've done, is train consistently for years. But it can be anything else you find meaning in that stillness. Some people like to journal. I know that's kind of rare nowadays, but people talk about it still. You can journal a little bit. You can read a little bit. Even if you want to draw, you want to sketch out something, you have a sketchbook and you just take that time out to draw with no music, with nothing. You just draw out whatever you want to think. You sketch up something. You sketch a cool Star Wars art piece from A New Hope or something like that. Even doing something like that, if you find that solitude and that peace in that, you're going to be able to get to where you want to go better and find the actual peace you want to actually find instead of sabotaging yourself. It's a skill just like everything else. And this is one of those things where it only works if you work it. There's a few things that you cannot get around doing the work with, no matter how hard you try. This is one of those things where if you want peace, it only works if you work it. It only works if you work towards it. And when you do get used to it, the chaos is what feels foreign. The chaos is what feels weird. You'll go out in a crowded area or something like that. You'll go out when it's busy, and that will start to make you feel a little uncomfortable instead of the other way around. So peace won't choose you. You have to actually choose it, and you have to work towards getting it constantly, every day. It's an everyday thing. If you slip, you're going to go right back to the other side of the coin, to the chaos. You have to pick it every day, and then it just becomes who you are. Then that's when you change as a complete person. You just embody the peace. And to me, that's what makes it worth it, is when you just embody that, and that's just who you are then at that point. So I encourage you and I ask you to think about it. When was the last time you sat in peace, and when was the last time you sat in silence? And if it's been a while, try it. Try it out today. Try it out tomorrow. Set aside just 10 minutes to start, 5 minutes to start, whatever. And just sit in that peace and that silence and just see what shows up. See if you can handle it. See if you can sit in your room and chill and stare at the wall, close your eyes, whatever you need to do for that period of time without you having to call to your phone or without you having to turn on a TV or something, put on music or something. Just try it out, because not reaching for noise when silence shows up is how you're going to get to that point of peace you actually want, if that's what you want. If you are cool with the chaos and you love it, you thrive in it, then this isn't for you. You probably turned this off a long time ago, but this is for those like me that really enjoy being by yourself, the peace, the quiet, the silence. So yeah, try it out. If you got this far, my name is TJ. If you found this helpful, consider hitting that like, consider subscribing. I got more stuff on the way. So I'm out of here. I'll see y'all